25 of Vickers and the 24 of Gordon. Vickers says, I don't know what to tell you to make this car any better. That's how good it is. Meanwhile, Gordon says the car is too loose at the beginning of the run. A slight air pressure adjustment, no chassis. We'll see who wins the battle off pit road, Mike Joy.
Gordon at the end of the pit lane, out first ahead of Scott Riggs and Brian Vickers. Steve?
Mike, they're going to pull the hood up on that 21 car. Ricky Rudd's been having a great run tonight. They're going to check and see if maybe a spark plug wire has come loose. Dick?
Well, the 5 car, Kyle Busch, has just left his pit stall. They've taken a look to see what they could possibly find. The crew now surrounding Scott Maxim. He is the engine tuner for this car. Basically, all they were able to tell him was make sure all the plug wires are in and that there's no rubber that's built up around the plug wires causing a short. But they also thought that they had seen sparks coming out of the exhaust. And that is usually terminal.
Yeah, that's little pieces in the engine trying to get out. Darrell, it's easy to say that as a young driver who's trying to win his 3rd race in 2 weeks, that he ran the car too hard and he used up his stuff. But is that usually true?
Well, I think most of these guys will tell you today that these cars, these engines are built, they'll run 750 miles, and you can run them as hard as you want to. That used to be, that's old school, as they always tell me. You can run the wheels off of them. They're supposed to last. That's that kid's job, and it's what he's done a great job tonight. Car lets him down. It's not his fault.
But, Larry, you've got to carry the car. You've got to get it to 600 miles. And we've heard some of these crew chiefs counseling their drivers, hang on to your stuff. We've got plenty of time. How do you keep the bit in his teeth but keep him pulled back?
Well, I think the biggest thing is just patience. Be smart with your moves. And right now, we're seeing, as the track is completely cooled down, we're seeing faster speeds now than we saw in the beginning of the race when Kyle Busch was out there at about a 3-second lead. So I just don't know that that's what's caused this problem. But we always see in this 600-mile race, we get to this point, this is when attrition can kick in.
Yeah, be patient. Don't wreck your car. Don't beat yourself. But when the engine lets go or something like that, there's nothing you can do about that.
All right, let's go back down to pit road and check with Matt.
Impressive stops all night by the 25 team. Now, you had a conversation, Lance McGrew, with Ryan Pemberton from the 01. What were you discussing?
Oh, just trying to get Joe in the box a little bit better. I know Ryan's not driving the race car and stuff, but we always try to, we treat those guys as teammates because they
are a corporate teammate.
They are a corporate teammate. They get engines from us, and I mean, I got nothing but respect for those guys. But well, we've been battling with Joe all night long to try to get him in the box where he needs to be. It's kind of a gentleman's thing more than anything else. We're stopping as short as we can stop and give him as much room as we can give him, and he just keeps getting longer and longer and longer, and the back of the car keeps getting further and further out the pit roads. We're just trying to keep this GMAC Chevrolet up front.
Green flag, and Casey Kane, the circuit's most recent winner at Richmond, is the new leader.
He's the only car on the lead lap that elected to stay out. He was last on pit road at lap 267 about 25 laps ago.
I think he's just glad to see nothing in front of him for a change, because I believe this is the first time he's been in the lead tonight.
But we are almost back where we started this race with 3 Hendrick cars up there, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. It went away from him. It's came back to him now.
You're right, Darrell. It's the first time he's led under green. He stayed out under caution to lead a lap and pitted late. Watching from Kevin Harvick, the 7th place car.
The thing about Casey Kane, if you think back to the race last fall here, had the best car here. Think to the Busch race last night, had the best car here, just has the worst luck.
And we did get a report there was no spark plug wire issues, anything like that on the 21 car. That motor is going sour here with just a little over 100 laps to go.
Casey Kane, Jeff Gordon, Brian Vickers, Jimmy Johnson, 3 of the Hendrick cars running 2, 3, and 4. Their teammate, the senior member of that team, 2-time champ Terry Labonte, went out of this race in the lap 245 crash that Dale Jr. initiated. Labonte is awake and alert, but Terry has been taken to a local hospital for observation.
How about this 42 car? Look at the back of this car. He is still on the lead lap. He has spun out twice. It looked like possibly that car was not even going to be able to repair. I think they've made that car better. He's up there in 13th position right now. This is definitely a case of never give up.
Yeah, and I think if you notice that rear blade, they got it jacked back up there where it belongs, and now he can drive the thing. Boy, Jeff Gordon is being swarmed up here. Golly, 25 went by on one side, and the 48 was trying to go by on the other.
All teammates right there, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
thought they were being nice to each other.
Well, Brian Vickers, I mean, he's trying to get as far as he can, as fast as he can. He hasn't won this race a couple of times like his teammates Gordon and Johnson have.
Mike, just a little while ago, we had a caution when we saw a piece of debris that was part of the side skirt come off, I believe, the 24 car. If it's the right side skirt, Larry McReynolds, it could affect the handle of this race car. The longer he runs, it lets more air up underneath the right side of the car and will not make it go around these turns like you really like for it to.
Yeah, that's put on there as far as the package that NASCAR puts on them to keep them on the ground when they spin out, but it can also be an aero advantage. Right now, the fastest car is his teammate, Brian Vickers, in that 25 car.
Right, Larry, certainly the 24 was the car that kicked that piece of debris up and into the air that brought the caution out. Whether it came from his car or not, we're not sure.
Tony Stewart had a moment over there. Watch this. He gets alongside of the Zero car and yo.
But how many times have we seen that over there?
100 or 298 times.
And Zero has just about been Mike Bliss's balance at the luck bank these 10 days in Charlotte.
See what old smoke looks like in there, DW.
Let me look at him. Check him out.
Tony Stewart.
Well, he looks tense. Looks like he's being very, very ginger with that steering wheel. He's not jacking on. Oh, got a battle for the lead here.
And remember, Casey Kane on about 20 or 25 laps older tires than Brian Vickers in the 25. Going to be hard to hold him off here.
Casey Kane's running that high, wide, and handsome groove. He's up there where all the grip is.
Darrell, a lot of folks have asked in the last 10 days, where did Brian Vickers come from? He won the Nextel Open, ran a strong top 5 in the Nextel All-Star Challenge, and tonight he's taking the lead.
Clear.
But we talk about in qualifying the drivers are on the go or go home program that must time into the race.
Good job, you demand.
From reports that Vickers may have been notified he's on the go or go home program with this race team. He needs to show results or move on.
Yeah, well, sometimes you get what I would call a wake-up call. He may have gotten one of those.
Matt?
He's opened up a little cushion between himself and Casey Kane in the 9. Now, a great race car tonight. A stellar performance by the team, but you have to be very impressed with Brian Vickers. The last 24 hours, he has taken 5 bags of an IV. He's been battling a flu-like bug for about the last 3 days, and it doesn't show it on the racetrack. He is driving the wheels off that race car.
Manny, that's not unusual. A lot of drivers have learned that on Saturday night they go over and get them a couple of bags of fluids pumped in them to hydrate themselves for these long, hard races. So he may not be feeling well, but that's not a bad thing to do. A lot of guys do it when they're not even sick.
And remember, he ran that 300-miler last night, 900 miles in about 24 hours.
What causes all these wrecks this season? Oh, new aero package with a 1-inch shorter spoiler on the back of these cars. And that ties with road rage.
Well, I think that makes sense. I think it's a little bit of both. I think you've got cars that are a little unstable, and maybe the drivers are a little unstable.
I'm going to throw in pressure to perform.